The message of the Oasis of the Holy Family is a message which has been offering people for many years a way in which they can organise their life very simply and happily and peacefully and freely, because the message is trying to explain to people quite simply that God has created human beings to be very peaceful and free and happy. It is a message which is also explaining that the world has not developed in this way because people have abused their freedom to behave in a way which is very much apart from the way they should be behaving. Jesus and Mary explain through this message that people have really lost an understanding of their meaning. Life has become so devalued, and life has become so mundane and attached to a materialistic attitude that people have forgotten their true identity. Jesus and Mary explain that the world has reached such a low ebb that there is no way in which it can pull itself back unless God pushes into it an impetus which will allow it to regain some kind of stature and basic understanding of itself as a place of love and light and peace. Jesus and Mary explain that people as individuals have really opted out of their responsibility to try to live their life in this way, in a way which is good and simple and true and loving, and they have really immersed themselves so deeply in a materialistic attitude to life that they have lost contact with their soul. They have lost contact with the part of themselves which is able to energize themselves very beautifully and powerfully and simply, because this is the part of themselves which is connected very, very closely to God. Jesus and Mary would ask you now to understand that very shortly God will offer people a supernatural development which will be absolutely linked to this understanding. He will allow people who believe in Him to open themselves consistently to an understanding of the fact that the soul is that part of themselves which can draw into their body an energy which will allow them to be very, very safe and secure in the days ahead as the world undergoes a very dreadful depletion of energy, a very dreadful, eruptive, disastrous period which will throw people into a terrible, disordered state. And Jesus and Mary explain that there will be much loss of life and loss of stability and peace and freedom in the world. This very simple understanding of the soul will be very necessary in the days ahead if people are to use a supernatural help which will show them very visibly that they are able to enter into a very simple, concrete communion of loving and living with God, which can increasingly offer them a way of life which is very, very protected. Jesus and Mary would ask you now to listen to the following reflection and understand that this reflection is one which can help you very, very greatly to organize your understanding of the future and the way you will be able to cope with the events which will occur very rapidly and dramatically and in an eruptive, disorganized way which people will not be prepared for. Please realize that God has given you life for you to use this life very fully. He wishes you now to use your life so fully that you enter into a really deep bond with Himself, which is allowing you to appreciate that you can be energized by Him very simply and beautifully in a way which is very concrete. God will allow you increasingly to use a light energy which will be made very visible and concrete, and He will ask you to use it in a perfectly positive way. He will ask you to use it in a way which is showing you that you are living your life in a true way, a simple way, a perfectly honest and upright and dignified way, and in a way which is offering other people a really clear understanding of your love for them. If you are able to approach your life in this way, you will be able to use a supernatural help which will be very, very beautiful and vibrant and energetic and powerful. It will be so because it will be God's energy, made available in a very concrete way. It will be available to those people who can use it, and the people who can use it will be increasingly enlightened to understand how to use it. They would say to you at present, please believe that in the days ahead, this energy will be made very universally available. People will see it, people will be able to use it, people will understand that they can be protected by it, and people will understand that it is an energy of such colossal impact that the impact will be able to pull the world into stability if people are able to use this energy to build up a momentum which is very, very positive and loving and beautiful. If you at present are able to understand that you are believing this, you need to be understanding also that your life is moving now in a very, very ordered, simple belief in its ability to enter this spiritual dimension. God will offer a protection. Jesus and Mary will offer a protection, but people will need to believe absolutely in their ability to use it. And if they quite simply believe that God is able to help them, believe that love is the true meaning of life, believe that they themselves are moving in a true way, a way of loving and living which is very sincere, then they will be able to understand how to use this supernatural help. please begin to understand that your life is now very much connected to a development of life in general, which will organize people into a development which will be very, very beautiful if they can work with it, if they can use it, if they can see it and understand it and believe so completely in its power that they will use it to the utmost to allow the power of love to develop in the world. Please understand that God will ask people to work with Him so concretely, so realistically, so lovingly, in such a perfectly sincere way that He will not allow anything that is insincere to be involved in this final plan. So as you prepare for this event, please make sure that you are trying to understand very clearly and simply that God wishes with all of His heart to help you. He can only allow this help to be utilized by you if you allow yourself to be helped in a way which only you can decide now for yourself.